Hello, 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 Christmas Flixers. Welcome back to the end of season 6, finally, of Chicks on Christmas Flicks. We can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. Hey everybody, I'm Brady, and I'm so glad to be back finally. It's been way too long. I know, like I dropped off the face of the earth for months. I've had so much going on. As you know, I have a crazy job. I have had so many different comommitments. And honestly, I've been trying to just get my house back in order so that, creatively I'm at my best. And that just has required a lot of projects that have required a lot of time that I normally would have used to podcast, but I had to use, because you only have so much energy in a day, right? And, when it came down to using my energy, I was really using it for house projects, and I wasn't using it for the podcast. But I've gotten through the vast majority of house projects. This week is my final frontier. I will be, I'll be working on my last major project in the house, and then hopefully I can just settle down just in time for Christmas in July. I wasn't gonna miss that. No matter what, I wasn't gonna miss that. So, how have you been out there? I don't know how. For me, I was just exhausted from trying to do, you know what? I realized I was trying to do too many of the wrong things and not really acknowledging that I'm in a different season now. I'm just in a different season now. I'm not the youthful me that I once was, and I can't be doing all that stuff that I used to do. So, honestly, I don't know if you've ever been there, but for me, it's you could be doing good things, but just in the wrong season, and then trying to force some things versus just following the path before you, following your calling. So this season of my life, like I said, it's been really about decluttering and organizing, for spiritual peace, for mental health. I just had to quiet down my house, and every time I quiet down one area, then you realize another area is blasting loud. So then you have to declutter that area to quiet it down, and then you quiet it down, and then you realize you've got so much to do. And so listen, this last project is hilarious. It's actually it's funny to me. I don't know if it would be funny to you, but this last project, so a year ago, I don't know, I probably talked about it on the show. I decluttered and organized my closet, right? And so, and I literally went from not being able to walk inside my closet to being able to walk inside my closet, having all the clothes there and stuff. But I was able to walk in and walk around and all this kind of stuff, right? So my brother calls. He works for Closets by Design, and that's one of his jobs. He's got a couple of jobs, but that was one of his jobs. And I have been wanting to get a closet system installed for years, and I was always putting it off. I was always prioritizing other things around the house over the closet design. And then I kind of thought, if I went the rest of my life without getting my closet design, is that the worst thing in the world? My grandparents never had a design closet. My mom never had a design closet. My dad never had a design. Nobody's ever had a designed closet. So, could I live the rest of my life without a design closet? Absolutely. But I wanted to help my brother out, because he gets commission obviously from that. And I just wanted more organization, like, even though I thought I had all the organization. So he calls me and he tells me he wants to come measure for my closet. And I'm thinking, okay, fine. Come on and measure. I'm not buying anything though, but you can come measure. He came and he measured and he showed me all the brochures. Needless to say, by the time it was over, I was writing a check for a down payment for a new closet, and I had planned to spend the money on a Generac whole house generator. But here we go. I'm ordering the closet. So I've been in this house 20 years. So I had to really, for real, clean out the closet this time. Like, I couldn't just kind of leave things in place, take a few things out, put a few things back. Like, I had to totally clean out the closet because they had to install new stuff. So I take all the crap out of this closet, and I can't even tell you guys how awful it looked in there. I was like, man, this really looks like a 20-year-old closet. I mean, it was dusty. There were I don't want to think spider webs, right? But they were I think little dust webs in the closet. There's just so much. So when I saw it, I was like, no way in the world am I getting a new closet system installed in this crap. So I repainted the entire closet. I painted I painted the floorboards, the molding on the kick plates, I guess is what they call them. I painted those. I put new lights up, and then I wallpapered because I just wanted to, like, when I'm laying in my bed, I can see part of my closet wall, like a wall in my closet. And when I looked in there, I just wanted happy wallpaper. I just wanted happy something. And so I found some really, really happy wallpaper. I put up my happy wallpaper. And then they came and put the closet system. It's like the best thing I ever did for myself. Oh my goodness. So wonderful. I mean, not only had I decluttered, like, I thought I decluttered, and then I had to clean out the closet, and a whole new level of decluttering happened. I took out so many bags of things, and then of course it was beautiful. I mean, it is absolutely, like, I walk into my closet for no reason just to go in and see that I have this redecorated closet. It's amazing. And it really changed everything, guys. It changed everything. It was like a weight had been lifted from my brain. And it was clean. And I had so much space to put everything. And everything is so organized and neat. And if you can believe this, I actually started sleeping better. And because I'm sleeping better, my mind's clearer. And because my mind's clear, I was really able to get back into writing. And now I have the energy to actually restart the show this year. It's amazing. I'm telling you, decluttering, organizing, especially if you've been in your house decades and you think just because it's neat, just because you can close the door, just because it's neat, that you don't need to declutter, I promise you, you do. I promise you that doing something like taking everything out of your closet and just painting it and getting things organized and updated, honest to goodness, it will change your entire world. It changed my world. Anyway, I have got such a good show in store for you. I'm going to wrap up season 6 this week, so I'll probably skip a few shows where I would have talked about like new movies that I've seen. And I will talk about those during either Christmas in July or the Christmas movie season for 2026, which, we know starts around October-ish, right? But I have really been on a Christmas movie diet. Seriously. Like, part of that I think was voluntary, and part of it was just like I've gone like 6 years watching Christmas movies all year round. Literally all year round. And this year I really feel like that needs to be a season. I was just like, for me in this season, it was too much. So I will be watching Christmas movies during Christmas in July and beginning in October. And pretty much I have cut myself off from Christmas movies because I want to love them at the height of loving them. Like, I don't want to feel like, oh gosh, I'm going to do the show. I got to watch this movie. I got to watch a couple movies. I have to, so I'll have content for the show. No, I don't want to do that. I want to love watching Christmas movies as I always have. I really feel like, now that I've gotten through all this decluttering stuff and I'm getting more rest and have a little more energy, that yes, I have the energy to actually put back into watching movies for the content for this show. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, so for today, what I've got in store for you is I got to wrap up, like I said, last season, and that is with my annual top 15 list of favorite movies. And I know, let me tell you something, I'm going to tell you in advance, there are so many movies that I could not put on this list. I just could not. 91 movies came out last season. 91 movies, and I'm picking 15 out of the 91. And you know how much I love Christmas movies, so you know how hard that was, right? So I know some of you are going to have your faces scrunched and you're going to be like, why does she not have XYZ on the list? And that's because there were 91 movies that came out and my list is 15. I was going to do 10, but even I couldn't get it down to 10. So I went back up to 15 because I was at 15. So there we are. So, the next show is officially going to start season 7, and I'm going to get us ready for Christmas in July and the TV movie Christmas season. I am so excited about it. Now, I promise you I was not feeling this way in February, but the closer we get to it now, the more excited I get. So we're only a month and a half out from season 7, from true season 7, which was when we'll kick off Christmas in July. So I'm really excited about that. But in the meantime, we're going to do our top 15. And first things first, St. Nick shout outs. So as always, truly, let me tell you something. I love everybody who takes time out to listen to this show. I truly do. And especially in the time that I have taken off for, truly mental health. It's really been a mental health thing, it's been like physically decluttering and reorganizing things because I've been in my house for 20 years. But all of that really is for mental health and getting to a place where I'm resting well and all of that. So I appreciate you listening while I wasn't actively producing shows. I appreciate you understanding the time that I had to take to get my brain right. I probably should have left some messages to let you know, hey, I'm working on getting my brain right. But I didn't. And I apologize for that. But truly, truly, I love this show. I told you guys, as long as I have a breath to breathe, I am going to be here doing this show year after year because I just genuinely love Christmas movies. So, so no matter what, I'll be back. It's just a matter of when you'll hear from me and how soon it will be to either Christmas in July or the Christmas movie season. Generally, always before Christmas in July. Even if it's the week before Christmas in July, I am in for Christmas in July. So I'm really excited about like this year. I'm excited to see what happens this season. There were a lot more players that kind of came back into the fold after having taken off. So I'm excited to see what happens, but I'm excited more than anything to see what happens with you guys. You guys are amazing. So anyway, today I'm going to give you the shorter version of St. Nick shoutouts, and I will go back to the long version during Christmas in July and obviously during the Christmas movie season. So I'm going to give some big love to 5 listener locations who have been listening to the show while I have been on hiatus. Remember, I don't know who you are, but I know where you live. Number 1, Council Bluffs, Iowa. Council Bluffs, Iowa. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Dallas, Wisconsin. I did not know Wisconsin had a Dallas. That was news to me. I feel like I really need to go back and find out what happens for Christmas in Dallas, Wisconsin, because I did not know that Wisconsin had a Dallas. So Dallas, Wisconsin, thank you so much for joining the show. Number 3, Kingfisher, Oklahoma. Kingfisher, Oklahoma. Number 4, Sayville, New York. Sayville, New York. Sayville, one or the other, I don't know. And number 5, last but not least, Los Angeles, California. The City of Angels has been listening in to the show while I've been on hiatus. So thank you so much for joining the show. Next up is Ho 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 Holiday Headlines. And I should say is not Ho 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 Holiday Headlines because I'm going to return to Ho 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 Holiday Headlines on the season 1 premiere of Chicks on Christmas Flicks. I'm not going to do it this week because I have so many movies to talk about on my list. I have 15 movies to get through, and let me tell you something. I love these movies. Most of them are on my DVR. Not all of them. Most of them are on my DVR. And I have just so many thoughts that I want to share. So I'm going to, in the interest of keeping the show at a reasonable level, at a reasonable time length, I'm going to skip Ho 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 Holiday Headlines this week. And we're going to get right into the season 6 top 15 Christmas flicks for the 2025 Christmas season. All right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
At number 15 on my list is A Very Jonas Christmas with Nick Jonas, Kevin Jonas, Joe Jonas, can't forget him, Chloe Bennett, Billy Lord, Laverne Cox, KJ Appa, Andrew Barth, it's a long list, Andrew Barth Feldman, Andrea Martin, Kenny G, that Kenny G was in this movie, Justin Tranter, Priyanka Chopra, of course she was in the movie, Danielle Jones, Randall Park, Jesse Tyler Ferguson. In a very Jonas Christmas movie, Kevin, Joe, and Nick faced a series of escalating obstacles as they struggled to make it from London to New York in time to spend Christmas with their families. So I can't even tell you how much I love this. This was so cute. And I went into the movie. What I have determined about myself is if I go into a movie thinking I'm not going to like it, I'm probably going to love it. I went into the movie thinking there's no way in the world I'm going to like this movie. And I ended up loving it. And you know why I loved it? I think, well, it was a little unexpected for me because it was a little bit of a musical. And I was not expecting that. It was very like, I don't know. It's like High School Musical, maybe, but with the Jonas Brothers, adulting. I don't know. It's probably how I would describe it. It was so good. It was very cute. There was even a Santa figure in that. Okay, so I gotta tell you, there was a tie for 15. There's probably a tie for several of these. The tie for 15 is going to be Christmas Every Day with Brady Norwood, Sarai Smith, who is her daughter, Debbie Morgan, Robert T. Smiley. The official description: following the death of her father, Fancy, Brady Norwood has been more determined than ever to uphold her father's cherished Christmas traditions, as her mother, Evelyn, has also begun losing her sight. But things aren't smooth. What about any of the previous thing what makes you think that's a smooth ride? There's nothing smooth about that. Losing a parent, your other one's going blind. Come on, man. That's not smooth, right? But things aren't a smooth ride for Fancy, as Fancy simultaneously is planning her bridezilla baby sister's, Belle's, her daughter, wedding. When a water pipe bursts and disrupts the fairy tale wedding plans, Fancy finds herself unexpectedly drawn to the rugged yet charming contractor, Jalen, who is tasked with renovating the house. Through all the chaos, she learns a valuable lesson about faith, family, and the true meaning of Christmas. Okay, so listen. Christmas Every Day. What I would recommend this for. I was really looking forward to this because I personally haven't seen Brady on screen acting in years, right? She's done stuff, but it's probably been years since she's really done a major project. And so I was really looking forward to this. And of course, she has a beautiful daughter that looks like her twin. So I was really looking forward to seeing this. And I know Brady can act, and I know Brady can sing. So I was really looking forward to this. But I felt like Brady might have probably been, I don't know if it was Brandy, if it was a crew or whatever. There was a little rustiness there going on, right? So I was definitely feeling the rush, but let me tell you something. I loved the lessons in this movie. The lessons rang with, they rang so hard, so true with this movie that I do believe it's worth watching for the lessons. One of the lessons I remember at the end of the movie, she's having a conversation with her ex-boyfriend who has completely let her down. And when she's having this conversation with him, he says, "But you make me a better man." And she says, "Yeah, I do make you a better man, but you don't make me a better woman." I was like, "Ooh, that was a lot." That was a lot in a few words. If you're a woman, you probably know that experience. Sometimes we can spin around, and we're so busy trying to make everyone around us better that we're not actually focusing on us being better, right? It's probably part of my season. It's maybe why it resonated, because honestly, not only am I focused on making me better, but I'm focused on making my environment better. You gotta love that. Gotta love that. So anyway, that's 15. 15 is A Very Jonas Christmas and Christmas Every Day tie. Okay? Number 14 is Christmas Above the Clouds. Christmas Above the Clouds with Aaron Krakow and Tyler Hines. Honestly, I almost forgot that I watched this, which really does not speak to the movie. It just speaks to my brain. The official description is, when a workaholic CEO, Ebenezer, okay, you guys got that, tries to skip Christmas by flying to Australia, she's in for the flight of her life, haunted by her past, present, and future. You picking up anything there? Okay, good. She's forced to confront the choices that led her to her success, yet left her flying solo, especially for Christmas. With the help of 3 quirky spirits and a surprise reunion with her ex, Tyler Hines, she might just rediscover the magic of Christmas and the love she thought she lost. I thought this movie was cute. Let me tell you something though. When it started, I was like, Erin looks like a little fluffy for Erin. No, normally she looks like thin. And I was like, man, she's really kind of looking fluffy. Who knew she was preggers? I did not know until when they were doing the promo for When Calls the Heart. And I was like, wow, she is really pregnant. But she was holding it well. I think she's having a boy. I don't know if it's been announced yet. I haven't seen it. I'm calling boy though, because I think you carry boys better. I don't know. I personally carried my son pretty well. So anyway, that's just my guess. But anyway, did not know she was pregnant. But so that was the first thing I kind of noticed in the movie, and I was thrown off because I was like, is she just gaining weight, or is she? And it wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's fat or whatever. But I was like, I thought she was pregnant, and sure enough, she's pregnant. And so once I finished being distracted by that, I was like, man, this is really kind of a cute movie. I love the way that they kind of did the Christmas Carol theme in this movie, in this plane where you're confined like next to your ex. I feel like that hasn't really been done, where you're in this confined space and you have your ghost visiting you while you're in a plane next to your ex. That definitely has not been done. Although I've probably seen countless Christmas Carol retellings, right? So I really liked it for that reason. It was just, to me, kind of a novel way to tell that story. And I really liked them together in the story. I don't know if you guys remember them from It Was Always You. I think that was the name of the movie. It Was Always You. I know it's one of my favorites. Every time I see it come on, or if I go on Hallmark Plus, a lot of the times, I skip around, right? And I watch a lot of Christmas movies on there. But I do love It Was Always You. I watch it enough. Let's put it that way. I may not watch it every time, but I do watch it enough. All right. Number 13, Merry Little Xmas with Alicia Silverstone, Oliver Hudson, Jamila Jamil, Pearson Fode, and Melissa Joan Hart. The official description: recently divorced Kate Silverstone hopes for one last perfect Christmas before selling her house. but her holiday plans are hilariously derailed when her ex-husband, Everett, unexpectedly introduces his younger and successful new girlfriend. So, um, what one of the things I thought was really hilarious about this, first of all, this is the first thing that Alicia's been in that I've seen in years. The last thing I really loved her in was Clueless. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I know that was a long time ago. I am Gen X, just letting you know. So, a lot of what I loved was in the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s. But, so if you haven't seen Clueless, let me tell you, worth a watch. We love Clueless. We know her co-star was canceled. That's okay. You can watch it for Alicia. Alicia was canceled for some time. I will not go into the details of it. If you want to look it up, feel free. But she was canceled for a while too. I personally was just enjoying a Christmas movie. There's nothing else behind me watching this and adding it to the list apart from me enjoying a Christmas movie and enjoying the story. So, it is what it is. So anyway, I loved seeing Alicia. I loved seeing Melissa in the story. And I loved how I think they called it a conscious uncoupling, a divorce. They didn't use the word divorce. They called it unconscious uncoupling. And she was Alicia, I think, took this role because it was very her in terms of like recycling and preserving the earth, that kind of thing. Like, that's kind of her personality. And I think that's probably why she was so good in this role. So that is on Netflix. Let me see. Okay, so I probably should go back. So A Very Jonas Christmas was on Disney Plus. Christmas Every Day with Brady was on Lifetime. So you'll probably see that on Lifetime on demand. Christmas Above the Clouds was obviously Hallmark Plus. It's Hallmark Plus. Right now you can see it on Hallmark Plus. And then Merry Little Xmas is on Netflix. So I'm sure you can go see that on Netflix now. Number 12 on my list is Grand Ole Opry Christmas. Now let me tell you how much I was determined not to like this. I love country music, but I just was not. I'm not a big Grand Ole Opry fan. Like Nashville. Like, how can you love Christmas? It's like saying you love R&B, but you don't love Motown. Or you don't love Detroit. I realize how stupid that sounds. Okay. But it's true. Like, how can you love country music and not love Nashville or not love the Grand Ole Opry? I don't know. I don't know if I've just seen too many Grand Ole Opry stories, and maybe I'm just like, maybe it's just like not the season that I was in, but whatever. This is on the list. Clearly, I didn't have a problem with it, right? So this is number 12, and I actually really love the story of this. So Gentry Wade, daughter of the late country music icon Jet Wade, half of the famed duo Winters and Wade, abandoned her dream of a songwriting career and distanced herself from her father's legacy following his tragic accident 30 years prior. When the Grand Ole Opry invites her to represent Jet at their centennial Christmas celebration, she's hesitant to return to the place steeped in bittersweet memories. Encouraged by her good friend Gentry, visits the Opry and, while seated in one of the vaunted venue's oak church pews, is suddenly transported to 1995. Gentry's lifelong friend, Mac, Christopher Palaha, a country music talent manager, finds himself in 1995 as well. This is one of the reasons I really love this movie. Thanks to some Christmas magic, Gentry gets precious time with her father, creative inspiration to finish the song that she began decades earlier as a teen, and learn surprising answers to questions about her fathers that have followed her for the last 3 decades. Now, let me tell you, one of the reasons I really like this movie, it was kind of in the vein of a Biltmore Christmas, where you have the present mixed with the past, like constantly kind of volleying back and forth between those two. It's kind of what happened in this, a little bit of what happened in this movie, but I really liked it because for a change, it just wasn't one person looking crazy. They sent 2 people back from the same period to be back in time together. And now that was new. Like, you don't often see more than one person go back at the same time. I don't know. I'm trying to think of when I've seen that before. I can't recall a time when I've seen it. If I've seen it before, it didn't jump out at me. It's not jumping out at me now. So that's one reason I really liked it. It was a time travel story, but it was 2 people traveling back in time. Nikki DeLoach, Christopher Palaha, Rob Mays, and he's been in other like country music singing things, movies like on Lifetime, I want to say. I've seen him on Lifetime many times. So yeah, this is a good movie. If you haven't watched it, definitely. If it comes up on Christmas in July, definitely. But I knew it's going to come back next year during the Christmas season. And definitely, this is worth your time. Grand Ole Opry Christmas. Number 11 on my list is An Alpine Holiday. Let me tell you something. I love Ashley Williams. I really do love Ashley. There's not really a whole lot of Ashley Williams movies where I haven't loved them. But I got to this one and I was once again determined not to watch it. I was like, I know this is going to be another Ashley Williams movie, and I just don't know. Mentally, I just wasn't in a place where I was like prepared to love it, even though I've loved just about everything else. But let me tell you, when I turned this on, I absolutely loved this movie. It was so good. And it was not like, it wasn't rote, it wasn't tropey to me. Like, I really loved it. So the cast is Ashley Williams, of course, Lacey Mailey, and Julian Samani. Let me tell you, Julian Samani is so fine. Oh my goodness, he is so good looking. Watch it just for him. I mean, you could watch it for Ashley, but also you could watch it just for him and just stare at him for like 2 hours. And you'd be good. You'd walk away and you'd be like, I watched a movie. And I watched him in a movie, and I'm good with that. But it's actually a good story. So, A Grandmother's Last Wish brings 2 estranged sisters, Faith Williams and Kelly Mailey, back together to travel to the French Alps for Christmas to recreate her first trip there with their grandfather, facing all the challenges and wonder this unique holiday adventure brings. It truly is a holiday adventure. I think that's why I loved it so much. They learn to cherish their sisterhood above all while making room for romance to blossom between Kelly, and their French mountaineer guy. Let me tell you, mountaineer guy, hunka burning love. Let me just tell you, he is well worth watching this for. Okay? All right. Number 10 on my list is, of course, that was Hallmark. I don't know if I said that, but if I didn't say that, I'm saying it now. All right. Number 10 is Up TV. Up TV. The Great Christmas Snowing. I did not think I was going to love this movie, and I loved it. Loved it. Loved it so much. After his engagement is called off, Justin retreats to a secluded cabin meant for his honeymoon, only to be snowed in with Jane, his ex-fiance's cousin. As tension builds, a spark forms between them, but when Justin's ex shows up with her new boyfriend, things get even more complicated. In the close quarters of the cabin, secrets unravel, leading to unexpected discoveries about love and second chances. Let me tell you, I love this. I think it was the close proximity, the forced proximity trope. Clearly, it was that was a trope, but I loved this movie. I really did. Joey Lawrence and Amanda Fuller. It came back to me. Joey Lawrence and Amanda Fuller. And so Amanda was on the movie with, Tim the Toolman Taylor, but it was not that show. It was the show after that. I just can't remember the name of it right now. But anyway, at least I did remember their names. I'm making progress. But I really love this movie because they were snowed in the cabin. And you see this kind of slow burn of a romance between Joey and Amanda, which are not two people that you would probably put together under normal circumstances. And then, of course, the ex comes back. And, there's a thing. But that romance between Joey and Amanda is what pulled me into the story. 100% I was invested to see what happened to them. So, yes, for that, you definitely want to see them. Again, Up TV, and I think I saw it a second time on Up Faith and Family. So, you can watch it there. All right. So, number 9 is The Christmas Checklist. That was also on Up TV. This film follows Emily, a grieving daughter who must complete her late mother Ruby's 12-task Christmas checklist before December 25th. The checklist serves as a way for Emily to connect with her mother's memory while navigating her first Christmas without her. So let me tell you something. I really, really love this movie. It was not a movie though. It was a series. And I do have a couple of series on this list, not movies. And because they were so good, I think they were warranted spots on this, which obviously left less room for actual movies. But this checklist, I think if you binged, I think there was 5, I want to say there's 5 episodes, and if you sat and binged 5 episodes, it would be like 2.5 hours, which would be kind of like a movie. So binge all the episodes and it will be just like a movie. But I loved so the Christmas list really isn't, it's really been done before, right? I even think I've seen a movie in the past about a grieving son or daughter or whatever who follows the list. As a matter of fact, I think I saw another movie last year. It wasn't a Christmas movie, but it was another movie last year of a mother who left a list for her daughter, and she had to like check off all these tasks and stuff, and it was kind of a mystery. So so these movies have happened. So why did I love this movie? I love the character. I love the romance that kind of blossoms uh, between this and the other, the guy character, the man, right? I loved that relationship and how it blossomed, but I also loved her character arc. She had a really good character arc. Um, that kind of shows, you see it immediately when you kind of get into the movie. I don't want to give too much away, and then you definitely feel like she worked her way through it towards the end, and that we get to see that, we get to see and witness that. So for those reasons, I really love the movie. I think that's a good watch. Again, it's hard to catch up TV sometimes. they really move through their Christmas movies pretty fast, right? So like the next season, they show so few of them that you may not see it. So if you see this, definitely check it out. But I know it's on Up Faith and Family. I believe it's on Up Faith and Family, and it might be on Prime Video, so you can check it out there. All right. So with that said, I'm going to take a quick break, but I'll be right back. I am going to come back and count down from 8 to 1.
Now available on paperback and an ebook, the hilarious romantic comedy The 12 Days of Christmas by USA Today best-selling author K.L. Brady. Both recovering from heartbreak, Gabby and Dave fall for each other after Dave sends a misdirected text message to the wrong woman. It's a comedy of errors when they try to meet face to face. Murphy's Law strikes and they may never see or speak to each other again. However, Gabby thinks Dave may be the one, so she accepts the mission to unite them before Christmas Day. Now she's got 8 days and 12 days to find the man of her dreams. But Dave is hiding something. 3 big things. Even if Gabby finds them, will his secrets keep them apart? Rediscover all the joy and wonder of the Christmas season when you pick up this heartwarming story today. To find out more about the 12 Days of Christmas, visit klbradyauthor.com or pick up your copy at Amazon, Apple, Kobo, or Barnes & Noble today. And now it's time for Chicks on Christmas.
And welcome back to Chicks on Christmas Flicks. In the previous segment, I started counting down from 15 to 9 of my top 15 TV Christmas movies of 2025. Now I'll be going through from 8 through 1. Okay? Number 8 on my list is She's Making a List with Lacey Chabert and Andrew Walker. Again, did not think I would be loving this one. And it's just because we see Lacey all the time, we see Andrew all the time. And also he was in like the Three Wise Men series again. So I was just like, that's probably too much. I'm not really into this movie, but I want to watch it because it's Lacey. And sure enough, end up loving the movie. Who'd have thunk it? So anyway, the cast is Lacey Chabert and Andrew Walker. The official description: falling on Santa's naughty or nice list used to be a call made by Santa and his elves. But with the number of kids worldwide skyrocketing, Santa has outsourced the job to the Naughty or Nice Group, a consulting firm that has cornered the market on determining a child's niceness thanks to an airtight formula. Anytime you have an airtight formula, there's going to be an issue, right? As a top inspector with the group, it's Isabel Chabert's job to make the tough calls by assessing the children on her list and assigning a verdict. When she is tasked with evaluating a mischievous 11-year-old Charlie Duncan, she expects a routine case, right? She's ready to write the girl off. But things get complicated when Isabel unexpectedly falls for Charlie's widowed father, Jason, and begins to question the rigid rules of her job. Of course, as Christmas approaches, Isabel must choose between following the holiday algorithm or following her heart. I thought this was, you know what? We've seen Naughty or Nice, no question, right? But we've not seen Naughty or Nice like this, where there's been an outsourcing of the Naughty or Nice responsibilities, and that there's this formula for determining whether kids are rotten or not. Because sometimes they're just rotten. Sometimes they're beautiful. Sometimes they're beautiful and rotten. Sometimes they're just rotten. This kid in this movie was not just rotten, and you cannot use a formula to assess something like that. You just have to get to know them, and once you get to know them, you're like, oh, wait a minute, everything I thought was rotten really wasn't rotten. That's kind of where she lands in this movie, and then she has to navigate that. So definitely, she's making a list. Add it to your list. See what I did there? So she's making a list. I'm sure that is going to be coming on in Christmas in July, and I will definitely be the first to let you know if I see it coming up. All right. Number 7 on my list. Remember, number 7, counting down to 1. So we're getting close to 1. Number 7 is Single on the 25th with Lindsay Fonseca and Daniel Lissing. First of all, don't let it get by you that Daniel Lissing's been doing a couple more movies back on this network as opposed to another network when was going on over there. But anyway, it could be just that it's just a good role. It could be that it's just a good role and he's doing the work for the role. Sometimes that happens. The official description for Nell Duke: nothing is worse than being single at Christmas time because everywhere she looks, couples are kissing under the mistletoe. Oh my gosh. If you've ever been single during Christmas time, you could relate to this movie. After her family cancels holiday plans at the last minute, Nell decides to spend a week of Christmas having fun on her own. When she crosses paths with her neighbor Cooper Lissing, a financial analyst who prides himself on being happily unattached, he notices Nell struggling with being alone and decides to share tips on how to keep the holidays festive. Cooper inspires Nell to challenge her insecurities and find happiness in being on her own. In turn, Nell helps Cooper realize he's missing out on real connection. In the fun partnership that formed, this friendly singles Christmas together starts to feel like something more. Their connection falls apart when Nell finds out Cooper only offered to help because he felt sorry for Nell because she had to spend the Christmas alone. To make Christmas truly magical this year, Cooper must show real growth of character while Nell finds her own strength in being single during the holidays. Inspired by the song Single on the 25th by Lauren Spencer Smith. To this minute, honest goodness, I have not heard the song. I probably need to go listen to that. And did not know it was inspired by a song until literally this second. However, I did really enjoy the movie. I really loved, first of all, I can relate to it because, I know I've been single for Christmas for a while. Although, when you have kids, it's probably a little slightly different experience than if you're single and have no kids and you're doing Christmas or trying to do Christmas. But anyway, I could at least relate to that part of it. And then I just loved um, I love Lindsay. Lindsay's probably one of my favorite actresses on the channel now, and I really loved watching her kind of navigate and balance, like having that, having to try and be festive and celebrate Christmas while kind of fighting the urge to just want to curl up on the couch with your fluffy pajamas and a hot drink until after the holidays are over. Like, a lot of us probably want to do that. Just like, please get over the 25th. And her character was like determined not to do that. Determined to enjoy the holidays just like everybody else. And I think there's probably a message for a lot of singles out there. Yeah, you can enjoy it like everybody else. You just have to take off those expectations from yourself. And once you do that and you stop worrying about like who's looking at you, because they're probably not, let's be honest. But if you stop worrying about who's looking at you and just enjoy life and everything, that you can enjoy life a lot more, not just Christmas, but life. Anyway, number 6 on my list. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. As I got closer to number 1, this list got so hard because there were a lot of movies I actually ended up liking a lot more than I thought I would last year. And this is one of them. Number 6 is A Keller Family Christmas with Jonathan Bennett, Brandon Routh, Eden Scher. Okay, so they're all siblings, right? The official description. Christmas this year is going to be a little different for the Keller family as parents, Ann and Ben, buy their 3 adult children, oldest son Cal, middle son Dylan, and daughter Emery, a river cruise down the Danube River from Germany through Salzburg to Vienna, touring beautiful European Christmas markets and towns along the way. The one problem, the very different siblings, and let me tell you, they were very, very different. They mean obviously same parents, but completely different personalities, right? They were each going through their own personal life challenges and have naturally gone in separate directions over the years. And the idea of spending 10 days cooped up on a river cruise together makes each Keller child cringe for their own reasons. But they say yes because that's what families do. And that's what families do sometimes. Family gets on your nerves. Let me tell you, family can get on your nerves. Friends can get on your nerves. Family can get on your nerves. But you do what you gotta do because, they're family, they're friends. So they say yes because that's what families do. Never expecting it to turn out to be a glorious once-in-a-lifetime experience full of missed connections, new friendships, stunning vistas. Yes, yes, yes. All of this. Relationship upheaval. Yes, that too. Budding romances, shipwreck games, family bonding, and a secret that brings them together in time for Christmas. And that secret is kind of a doozy, and this is definitely a movie that will pull on the heartstrings. If you're not a crier, I don't know that you want to watch this. Just saying. It's that kind of movie. It's definitely got its fun moments, obviously, with the 3, especially you got Jonathan Bennett and Eden Scher. I mean, they're like comedy. Brandon Routh, obviously, he plays funnier. He plays funny roles, but this was a funnier role. This was a funnier role for him. But all 3 of them together, this was really good. And obviously, there's romance. And obviously, this family secret is the kicker. Man, that was yeah. I don't want to give it away. Watch it. And it's on Hallmark Plus now, but obviously it'll be on Hallmark probably during Christmas in July. I would imagine they're going to show a lot of these movies from the 2025 season during Christmas in July. All right. Number 5. This is a tie. Mistletoe Murders and 12 Dates of Christmas. Two series by Hallmark. I think, I know Mistletoe Murders gets its roots on Hallmark Plus, but 12 Days Till Christmas, also good. I think it was on Hallmark Plus, I want to say, and they moved it to Hallmark, and then they moved it back to Hallmark Plus. So I know they've both been in both platforms, and I love both of these. Mistletoe Murders is obviously a Christmas Murders with Sarah Drew, and each episode is like a half of a movie, and so it's a half of a Hallmark mystery, right? And so if you watch 2 episodes, basically you've watched one full Hallmark mystery movie. So I liked it for that reason. 12 Days for Christmas was actually more episodic. It was more like holidays, right? Except for it was really kind of centered around one person having a lot of dates versus 5 different families. Regardless, though, I love both of these from beginning to end. Loved both of them. Okay, so check out Mistletoe Murders and 12 Days Till Christmas on Hallmark Plus. I do not have the descriptions here, and honestly, you just gotta. These are 2 things you just kind of gotta watch. They are series, and they are good. All right, number 4. All right, so at number 4 we have Thank God Christmas at Keller Ranch, and a tie. That one ties for me. That ties with We Met in December. So Christmas at Keller Ranch, I actually really love this one. Let me tell you a few things about this movie. So Thank God Christmas at Keller Ranch was a Lifetime movie, and it starred one of a Hallmark favorite, or at least kind of I don't know, I haven't seen her. Have I seen her on anything? Yeah, I have seen her on a movie, not a Christmas movie in recent years, but definitely like a Hallmark movie, Hallmark romance in recent years. Ariel Cabell. So one of my favorite movies from her obviously was Christmas Bride, I think, or something like that. Oh gosh. But then she's done like, several like non-holiday movies with and she did one with Andrew Walker. You know what I'm talking about. It's another Bride movie. She's done a lot of Bride movies. But anyway, so I really like this one. This movie follows a pro hockey player who finds romance. So the pro hockey player got injured, and his agent recommended that he go to this ranch to get better for rehab. So he goes to this horse ranch for rehab, and he doesn't obviously want to go. What he wants to do is get back on the ice and play, but nope, the universe does not have that in store for him. So he goes to this horse ranch, and Ariel Cabell is the rancher at the ranch. It's the rancher at the ranch. Sorry. But her husband has passed away, and she is there with her son. So obviously, she's kind of grieving. Her son is going through some emotional turmoil, and this pro hockey player comes in, kind of flaunts in, and expects the world to revolve around him, and finds out quickly that it does not. So it makes for some good tension in this movie with Ariel. So I really loved it. I actually, like I said, really loved the movie. I don't know. I wouldn't say with this exception, but I will just tell you, like, there is both church and sex in this movie, and with a non-married couple. So thanks to Sarah Drew, I think Lifetime has gone the way of let's show what happens in real life kind of thing, right? So in this movie, you get like a lot of romance, just regular romance, and then you kind of get this before and after. So you don't actually see what's going on in the bedroom, obviously, right? You see the before and the after. So, but it's clearly like meant to be a kind of a sexy moment in the movie. And then at the end of the movie, they go to church together. So I'm just letting you know there's those elements in there. Personally, it wasn't anything that I couldn't watch, especially because some of that stuff happens off the screen, and given the story, it really can fit in the story. You know what I mean? Like, to me, if they just okay, I'll give you an example. A Pickleball Christmas, right? There was also like a sex scene in that, but it was clear that they just threw the sex scene in the movie to say that there was a sex scene in the movie. In this story, it just seems like to be an evolution of the story, a natural evolution of the story. It's not like forced. So, for that reason, I can accept it a little better in this one than I can in that one. But I'm just letting you know, for those of you who have issues that way, and I want you to say, "Oh, Carla recommended this." Carla recommended this movie to me. She didn't say it was all this stuff in there. No, I'm just letting you know there's sex in there and there's church in there. Right? At the end of the movie, they go to church. So, yes, there are both those things, and honestly, that's in people's lives. On screen, might you want to see the characters married? Some people might want to see the characters married, which would mean that they might not want to see this movie. You're forewarned. But if you watch it, now that I've told you, and you watch it anyway, then that's kind of on you, right? Because you've been warned. So don't go crying about it, and you know what it is, right? Okay, so that's enough of that. So then We Met in December is the one that I tied with it, and it's just because I couldn't move We Met in December lower, and I also couldn't move it higher given the other movies that are on the list. We Met in December starred Autumn Reeser and Niall Mater. On an unexpected layover in mid-December, Annie Lane, Reeser, and Dave Weeks, Matter, meet as strangers in a beautiful hotel, all decorated for the holidays. It's love at first sight, and they end up having a magical night of sharing hopes, dreams, and a perfect kiss. But when they fail to exchange numbers and miss each other the next morning, Annie and Dave fly back to Chicago with no easy way to track the other down. The only clues they have are those shared about plans for the upcoming holiday season, and the two embark on separate quests to find one another. Along the way, insightful wisdom shared during their time leads Annie and Dave to make important changes in their lives, leading them both to find ways of making this Christmas special for themselves, their families, and their loved ones. So I really enjoyed this. I kind of like this misconnection kind of thing, that theme. I even wrote one, so to tell you how much I love it. The 12 Days of Christmas is kind of in a similar vein, but not like this. But it is a kind of misconnection where you have kind of a search for lovers after they've missed each other, right? So you've got that kind of thing. When I say lovers, I don't mean sexers. I mean lovers. Let me just clarify. Oh boy. But I really enjoyed this movie. I love the characters. I love the search for one another. I love how they kind of followed the clues to try and find each other, and they just kept missing each other. I mean, they just like barely missed each other everywhere, all the way up until to the end of the movie. So it was good. It was definitely a good romance. Definitely one that I'll watch more than once. Definitely deserves a place at number 4 on my list. All right, number 3 on my list, and that was a Hallmark movie. Okay. Number 3 on my list is Champagne Problems. This is one of the first movies I watched in the year, and I loved it so much. I know I watched this movie 5 times. At least. Probably more than that, but at least 5 times. Because I loved it so much. Champagne Problems is on Netflix. So if you haven't seen it yet, go pull it up on Netflix. You gotta watch this one. It's so good. Minka Kelly, Tom Woznicka, Thibault Motalambear, Sean M. Singh, Flula Borg, Astrid Wetnall, Xavier Samuel, Mitchell Mullen, and Maeve Courier Lilly. The official description: an ambitious M&A, mergers and acquisitions executive travels to France to secure the acquisition. First of all, let me get back for a second. Not all of y'all knew what mergers and acquisitions. That's why I said mergers and M&A, mergers and acquisitions. I explained what the term is because not everybody is familiar with the term. You might be familiar with the term. Maybe not everybody's familiar with the term. So, okay, back to this. And I'm familiar with the term because I am in actual corporate America where we do M&A. You know, my company buys other companies. So, anyway. An ambitious M&A executive travels to France to secure the acquisition of a world-renowned champagne brand before Christmas. But her plans are upended when she falls into a whirlwind romance with a charming Parisian who turns out to be the founder's son. So, the son of the founder of the champagne brand. Just so we're clear. This movie was so good. Oh my gosh. I want to say I knew Minka's face when I saw her face. I want to say that I've seen her in a movie or movies before, but honestly at the time I couldn't place it. But I could place, I mean, her face was familiar to me. It was I couldn't place her in the movies. I still can't. But the movie is good. Let me tell you, this movie you will definitely watch. It's definitely what I will say though. It's another one. There is like a little sexy moment in there, kind of like a before and after scene, but it is in this position. Okay. It was not thrown in. It was not a natural evolution of the story. It is actually, it initiates the story, right? Like it's core to the plot of the story. I should say that. It's core to the plot of the story. So, and then once it happens, like everything else, everything else insanely falls into place. And I just loved it. I really just loved it. Here's one thing I really loved. It's set in France, right? She goes to France, and most of the movie is set in France. And they actually had people speaking French. It was not, it was not the horrible English accent. It was people speaking French, and then a lot of, when they put the words on the screen, I can't remember. But you know what I'm talking about. That's what this movie was. That's one thing I loved. I was like, how authentic. Like, you're actually having people in France speak French. I was loving that. And I don't even remember like all of the French. I remember a little bit of French. I took 2 years of French in high school, so I learned a little bit. I did not carry that through college. I don't know why. We had a language requirement. I think I took Spanish when I got to college. Why didn't I just continue with French? I don't know. I would love to learn French someday. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, watch Champagne Problems. This is a really good movie. Like I said, it was one of the first ones I watched in the season, and I know I watched it all throughout the season. I watched it 5 times if I watched it once. It was so good. All right. So, Champagne Problems with Minka Kelly on Netflix. Definitely watch it. It was good. It was funny. I had its dramatic moments, I would say, but it wasn't even like drama. It was definitely on the lighter side of romance. It was definitely on the comedy side of romance, especially that beginning and how like the story kicks off. It's just hilarious, kind of. At least it was to me. I don't know. I can't even relate to like a lot of it. It was just funny to me. It was good. Speaking of funny, we'll get to the number 2 movie on my list, which is Deck the Hallways. This was on Lifetime. Loretta Devine, Naika Toussaint, and Jamie Calico. Now, I know I've talked about Jamie Calico on this channel, like, on this podcast so many times, because Jamie Calico, at one time, he was working so many movies. Every time I turn on a movie, Jamie Calico was in the movie. I was like, what? How is he sleeping? How does he have so many freaking movies? I don't even know. He at one time, I know one year, he had like 3 or 4 Christmas movies. Not just movies, but like Christmas movies. So they were all the same time of the year, and they were all on different networks. And I was like, goodness gracious, this dude is working all the time. So anyway, it was good to see him back. I think he took a year off because he was probably exhausted, and now he's back. Anyway, so Deck the Hallways. Let me tell you how this movie was flat out funny. This, to me, it's the best, funniest role I have seen Loretta Devine in a long time, and it was so good. It was so good and so funny. The official description: Zoe, Naika Toussaint, a Bay Area tech exec, returns to Chicago to visit her grandmother Agnes, who's traded old traditions for bold new adventures. Oh my God, she's so funny. Including canceling the cherished holiday party her late husband started. She was grieving. She was absolutely grieving, but she was grieving in a different way than people see people grieve. And this one conversation I kind of had with my cousins, somebody in our family passed away, and I was just like, everybody grieves differently. You can't, just because somebody's grieving differently doesn't mean they're not grieving. Just because they aren't grieving in the way that you think people grieve doesn't mean they're not grieving. Everybody grieves in their different way. You just have to give them grace for it. Anyway, so missing the festive warmth of her childhood, Zoe teams up with her charming childhood crush, Jamie, and their 5th floor neighbors to revive the celebration. As sparks fly between Zoe and Jace, a last-minute cancellation threatens the fun, but Agnes steps up. Together, the building rallies for a joyful Christmas Eve, showing that holiday spirit, new memories, and maybe even new love are made by those bold enough to keep traditions alive. And it really was kind of a grief versus traditions, and it was so good. It was so good. Honestly, put that at the top of your list. It's at the top of mine for this year. That is on my DVR, and I have watched it. I can't even count how many times. So it's good. Deck the Hallways, well worth your time. Loretta Devine is divine in that movie. She is as hilarious as I've ever seen her. I swear, I laughed. I mean, laughed out loud. Not like a chuckle, like in your chest. No, I laughed out loud from beginning to end. It was so good. All right, my number one movie. Can you guess what my number one movie is? Probably can't guess what my number one. My number one movie for the 2025 TV Christmas movie season is Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper. Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper. And I will tell you why I love this movie so incredibly much. All right. So this, besides the stars, right? Because this had John Buckley and Kimberly Sustad in it. Those were the main characters, and I loved both of them. I loved both of their roles. And Kimberly kind of played the straight character, where John kind of played the kooky character, right? But this was such a good movie. And after I watched it, I realized there was even more reason to love it than you got out of the movie. All right. And I'll tell you about that, which is why this is number one for sure. Weatherman Ted Cooper Buckley loves Christmas, but the past 3 have been terrible. This year, Ted has made up his mind that things will be different. So all these bad things happened to Ted during Christmas. But Ted is like, no, not this year. This year, wonderful things are going to happen. All right. So this will be the Christmas things turn around for him. And he's super hopeful. Like, he's super hopeful. He's upbeat. He's got this great attitude. But Ted's relentless optimism is about to be put to the test when he travels back to his hometown of Lackawanna, New York for the holidays and faces a litany of injuries and obstacles. So bad things have happened to him in the past. He tries to have this optimistic attitude. He goes back to his hometown. More bad things happen. Okay. Within hours of arriving at his sister Kate's house, he finds himself making a trip to urgent care after falling off a ladder while hanging decorations. While there, he runs into Ruth Mittens. I love Ruth Mittens. She's like the older kind of sage grandma character. His former high school science teacher, who's always his cheerleader. He also reconnects with charming Hope Miller. That is Kimberly Sustad. Now she's Dr. Hope Miller, with whom he went to high school and quietly crushed on from afar. He really crushed on her. I mean, you could tell from the first look. He's like, oh. Ted is optimistic that his budding romance is the beginning of his Christmas comeback, but his looming holiday bad luck still has a few curveballs in store. Yes, even though he goes through all this stuff and meets the girl, he still has bad stuff happen. Bad stuff happen. But his looming holiday bad luck still has few curveballs in store. Luckily for Ted, he won't have to face them alone, and he'll have the support of Kate, Ruth, Hope to help him overcome the obstacles. Okay, let me tell you why I love this so much. Because this is gonna be a religious moment, but it's not gonna last that long. So if you want to, you can skip ahead or you can listen to the story. But I read my daily devotionals and everything, and I swear this movie just resonated with me because Ted, throughout the movie, he has such a positive attitude. No matter what bad thing happens to him, he turns it around for his good. Does that sound familiar? Every bad thing that happens to him is turned around for his good. It ends up working out on his behalf. And I was reading my devotional, I don't know, one of these things, and it was in the New Testament. I want to say it was either John or Matthew. I can't remember. I really should go look up the actual quote, but there's a quote from Jesus that says, "You will have tribulations, but be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world." And it just struck me. I'm like, this is how we're supposed to be as Christians, right? We're supposed to go through crap, but you're never supposed to know we're going through crap because we have such a positive attitude. And, we have such a good positive attitude because of our salvation. It was even though it was in no way intended to be, there was nothing religious about it. It just struck me, especially as I was reading the Bible and reading my devotionals, that, man, this is the way it is supposed to be. This is the way we're all supposed to be, especially when we talk about Christmas, which, is this is the reason for the season, right? This is the way it's supposed to be. That you're gonna have trouble. You're gonna go through difficult times and changes, and you're gonna have hard things happen, right? You will have tribulation, but be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. That's a word. That is a word, and I really hope you walk away with that. Watch this movie. Look at how cheerful he is through all the things that have happened to him. Even his relationship, his new budding relationship, almost breaks up because he's too cheerful. And Kimberly goes and has this conversation with her friend, and she's like, but he's so optimistic. Yeah, that's a really problem. No, it shouldn't be a problem to be optimistic. That's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be upbeat. You're supposed to not look like what you've been through. That's the way it's supposed to happen. And if you look like what you've been through, if you look like what you're going through, and you're going through a rough time, then you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. And I know I have been through some dog times, and my coworkers always say, "Oh, Carl, you have the patience of a saint." Actually, no, I don't. I do not have the patience of a saint. However, I do believe that you do go through hard things. There's no promise made to any of us that we would not go through hard things. But we don't have to look and behave like what we've been through. So that's my word for the day. Anyway, so that's going to do it for today. Please stay tuned. Coming up for the next couple of weeks, I promise, is season 7. And we're going to start off talking about all the movies that are coming out for season 7. And we're going to get ready for Christmas in July. So, thank you to my music and show editor, Will B. He created all the custom music for the show. He's at Wildcard Music, and you can find his IG page in the show notes. And let me tell you, my baby is working in a recording studio. Yes, and he is learning to engineer. He's interning at a recording studio, I should say. And he's learning to become an engineer in a recording studio. So I'm excited for him. So truly coming up over the next probably few months, you're going to hear some new music, and I'm going to make him display all the good things that he's learned. Until next time, remember, at Chicks on Christmas Flicks, we can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave a review on your favorite platform, and tell your Christmas movie loving friends about the show. Where can you find us? I'm so happy you asked. Podcast platforms including Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, and many, many more. See the link in the show notes. Follow the show at Chicks Christmas Flicks on IG and Twitter. Thank you for listening in, and I will see you on the next one.